What is up guys, Nathan here on TGS Plays, back with another Paragon video. It's the day before WUKONG's launch and they just released the overview video. I've given it a look over and I've just got some quick thoughts on it. I thought I'd just put this video out there, see what you guys think. So, first of all, the lore. A bit more was revealed in the dev stream about Wukong and his relationship with Feng Mao. But I think I'll leave all of that for a bigger video in the future about all that. But so let's just jump straight into what his abilities are. We're going to start with watching the overview video.
Wukong and Feng Mao used to be traveling companions. When Wukong became too annoying, Feng trapped him in a cave and left. 100 years later, Wukong is free and on his way to Agora to resume annoying Feng Mao. Wukong is a deadly and elusive melee carry, capable of farming faster than any other hero. Focus on building items to maximize your damage output. Control aggression allows the Monkey King to swap between an offensive and evasive stance. Wukong's abilities will have different effects depending on which stance he's in. Control aggression also comes with a passive component, giving a small chance that enemy minions will look visually distinct. If Wukong last hits these minions while in his offensive stance, he will gain bonus card power. Landing the killing blow in his evasive stance will grant him health. Cloudwalker grants the Monkey King a double jump. In the offensive stance, the double jump will end with Wukong slamming his staff into the ground, dealing damage and slowing enemies in the area of effect. In his evasive stance, Cloudwalker will allow Wukong to walk on air after his double jump. This mobility tool is great for navigating teamfights or traversing terrain. Staff of Legend allows the Monkey King to extend his polearm. In the offensive stance, Staff of Legend deals damage and knocks enemies to the length of the staff, displacing your target. You can use it to push threats away, or push enemies into bad situations. In the evasive stance, Wukong will plant his staff and launch himself into the air with a directional jump. While in his evasive stance, Wukong can be very difficult to isolate. And finally, your ultimate is 84,000 hairs. Anytime the Monkey King strikes a minion, hero, or structure, he will create a clone of himself. This clone cannot move, and deals damage in a radius around the clone, based on a percent of Wukong's damage. 84,000 hairs allows Wukong to very quickly cut through his enemies. And when paired with control aggression, Wukong can farm faster than anyone else. When engaging enemies, be mindful of which stance you're in. Your offensive stance will allow you to fight your enemies, but offers no means of escape. Your evasive stance will allow you to remain elusive, but offers no means of damage. Engage fights with precision and patience. If you try to take on too many enemies at once, even your clones won't be able to save you. Tear through your enemies as the legendary Monkey King, Wukong.
So now I just wanted to quickly go over all of those abilities you just saw in a bit more detail, just so it clears up what they actually do. Control aggression. It's two stances, fire and air. The aggressive stance grants bonus CP when you hit a glow minion, or if you're in defensive stance, it grants him health back, so kind of like a lifesteal. Really cool. Also makes him really versatile, where you could play this guy. His jungle game will be strong thanks to this ability's health regen, and the bonus CP from the fire stance will allow him to farm up quickly as well and get lots of CP nice and early. When this ability is leveled, more of a minion wave or camp will be lit up. That's how it works. So say it's 20% of the starter, go to 25 and then 30 and then however high it goes, I'm not sure, but that is how it works. As I managed to see a picture of his abilities in game, which I'll put up on screen now. But for this reason too, he'll be solid in the off lane. With him being very mobile, he'll be hard to pin down just like Kalaria's. So it looks like I've got tonight to practice a bit of offlaning because I am terrible at it with anyone other than Greystone. And in the safe lane, where he's meant to be, because he is a melee carry after all, he'll have great sustain and good farm because of this ability as well. But you could punish his lack of mobility very early, putting him off for the rest of the game, but we'll see how that goes. It's worth noting as well that this stance ability affects all the other abilities in his kit as well. Now we're on ability number 2, the Cloudwalker. So this guy's double jump abilities are next level awesome. It's on his jump button rather than a separate key or a separate button, which is really good. So it's like more user friendly, like Kalari's is now. But that walking on air thing is just insane. Again, they said for navigating team fights is really, really good, and picking out who you want to focus down. All those pesky phases hiding behind their team will be no more. You can just jump over their heads, get straight in on them, and get the enemy team distracted while the rest of your team clears up. This will also be useful for juking your opponents, I think. I can see the players now jumping off a ledge, they follow you down, and you just jump, turn around, and just sail back over their head, back onto the ledge above them. So it's going to be really, really hard to pin this guy down. Now, for his offensive fire stance in Cloud Walker, you still get the double jump, but he ends it with a slam into the ground. It kind of looks like Steel's ultimate a little bit, but on a much smaller scale. Obviously, a bit of damage and a slow make it a killer ability for focusing down targets, as well as a kind of a pseudo escape as well. So you don't have to think about switching. You could just use that to just jump and traverse the ledge as well. Now we move on to his third ability, the Staff of Legend. It has another CC aspect to it whilst in the fire mode like his previous ability. It pushes the target away from you for the length of the staff. The range looks good, but nothing ridiculous, so we'll see what happens there. But the potential, as you can see, is where it negates Grux's smash and grab. I'm thinking of other possibilities like pushing away a Chimera that's just about to ult. I'm unsure whether it would work on a Gideon whilst ulting. Just push him into the air even higher, just push him straight out of it. That would be hilarious. That might be a bit OP though. Be like as good as a Deca stun then, essentially, wouldn't it? We'll see though. Not only that, it's a good tool for repositioning an opponent into a tower, or straight into the path of your team. Basically, really, really cool ability. And this, whilst in air, his defensive stance is yet another evasive jump and like repositioning tool. My first question is, with this, can you chain them together? The Cloud Walker and the Staff of Legend. Can you chain those together to get some ridiculous distance and like closing down on someone from above, really unsuspecting victim? That would be great if you can. Nevertheless, this guy's going to be a nightmare to try and pin down, and an absolute juke machine. I can't wait to see the replays. And finally, we get to his ultimate, the 84,000 hairs. So, first thing I noticed about this is he did chain his jump abilities in the video. I must have missed it every single time. But when he was escaping. So, yeah, you can chain those jumps together, which is amazing. So, now, his ultimate, which is a passive, which is a bit strange, actually, quite unique. The only other passives in the game are, Greystones, and Crunches is kind of a passive. But you have to think about that one a bit more than Greystone and this guy's, it looks like. But yeah, really, really unique, and I really like it. I think it looks a little underpowered at the moment. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Like, couldn't they just move away? Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure how it's going to work. Maybe Ash of the Witch? Will that trigger your ultimate every time it hits them? That could be crazy, crazy cool. But then paired with all of his other abilities, I might be wrong. It might be fine. Might be really quite powerful, depending on how much damage they do. But yeah, it depends what they do in an AoE around them. I think it's like a radiate passive, and whenever they swing in time with you, it does like a tick of damage, which is cool. It looks cool. It looks a really good effect though, and it could be quite confusing in the middle of a team fight. You could be trying to hit a clone and you'll never even know. But it scales off how much power you build, and in the dev stream they seem very convinced that it was a strong ability. So once it comes online, he's a wave clearing machine. Again though, we'll see how it all pans out when we get our hands on him. And now, just as a quick summary, I just wanted to go over a few things I'll be looking at to build with this guy tomorrow. Overall, I think he looks really, really strong, but it's going to take some getting used to. He's got a lot going on in his kit. Quite a busy hero with 2 stances. It makes it to like 6 abilities or something, doesn't it? So, cards I think they'll be useful on him, which I will definitely be building. Obviously, you get the standard carry stuff, power attack speed, crit. Maybe not quite as much. Again, we don't know his scaling, so it's hard to say. But I'm thinking something like Toxigel, for example, could be really strong. Being as elusive as he is already, he'll be hard to hit. But if by chance you do get slowed down midair, and I don't know, you got a Revenant Obliterate coming in, Toxigel will pop, cleansing you and allowing you to carry on escaping, even if you do get hit by the Obliterate. I think this will amplify his already elusive nature. Another card that could keep you mobile in the fight with something like Divine Shields, because he is an order hero. So you could put Divine Shield on. Granted, it's a very expensive card, and mana and ability armor aren't really going to help him as a carry. But if it blocks that deck of stun, allowing you to carry on, then why not, right? Next one, Necro Veil. Potentially get a kill. You're now invisible. Jump away, and you'll be regrouped with your team before the enemies even have any idea how their backline phase just got absolutely melted, because you'll have just regrouped straight away. Finally, though, a card that doesn't get used as often as it should, I don't think, Imperium Mask. It is coming on the rise again now. Feng Mao is becoming a bit more prominent again. But it's an order card that lets you switch between 4 CP's worth of power, armor, and mana regen. I think it'll be really, really good for an early game. Armor for running around and the harassment and stuff. Power for when you get a hard engage. As for the mana regen, though, something interesting I did notice about this guy as well. You're not going to need it. It was confirmed in the stream that only one of his abilities, which is the Staff of Legend, the Push Away, costs any mana at all. So the rest are passives. The Cloudwalker double jump does have a cooldown though, but it doesn't cost any mana. So only one of his abilities costs mana. So I don't think you're going to struggle for that at all, which is great. So that's it, guys. Quick short video. I just wanted to talk to you a bit about this overview. I'm really excited for him tomorrow. I'll have a video out as soon as I get some gameplay. I'll probably do a stream actually now I think about it. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope it's enlightened you and given you some ideas on how you're going to build this guy. Thank you for watching. I've been Nathan on TGS, and I'll see you in the next one.